How much time do you think in the movie is catered to this X-Men plot? It just feels like a lot in Doomsday when the movie's entire premise is Doomsday.
It is the fault of the X-Men dimension. If these are all three boats that are floating in the ocean, the X-Men boat is the one that's careening full speed into the other boats to cause the problem. Who knows? Maybe though it ends up being right. But it's just like, is the fact that it ended up being right enough for you to trust every time you hear these things? Will Avengers Doomsday show us a variant Wanda Maximoff as Magneto's daughter? Rumors. This is the Rumor Rundown, where the hosts of new Rockstars investigate the wildest rumors that nerds and newsmen cannot make heads or tails of, applying our own backgrounds in journalism and Hollywood connections, and finally confirming whether those rumors are honest scoops or bullshit poops. We are Erik, Voss, and Jessica Clemons. Hey, Jess.
Hi. Happy to talk about the Maximoff family.
Yeah, let's get into the whole royal family. Are we going to see
royal family?
That's what they're calling it. The royal family of Lenchers, Magnetos, Maximoffs, whoever they all are. We're going to do the crown of the Magneto dynasty.
And they are just as messy.
Oh,
and they're killing each other just as much.
Yeah, imagine if Princess Anne could warp reality and live in a sitcom.
I don't think we want that.
I don't think anything wants that.
I don't want that.
Before we get into these doomsday rumors that we're seeing float across the internet this week, be sure to watch last week's special episode with Zach Huddleston, where we looked at the fitness expectations of superhero movie actors and how swole actors like Chris Evans are allowed to get before everyone just starts assuming that he must be in the next Avengers movie. We missed you last week, but Zach being as into fitness and nutrition as he is, we had to just talk about that. And it ended up being one of the most interesting episodes I've ever been part of.
Zach is very nutritionist.
He is. He eats a Tupperware full of
goop.
of goop that looks like it's cabbage and zucchini and some kind of dressing and turkey sausage.
My man doesn't care about taste. He cares about how it benefits your body.
Right. And, and like if he misses that, he becomes a different person.
I wonder what he would if I just like shoved a full bag of hot Cheetos down his throat.
He would just start flying.
Yeah, he actually just transcends. He becomes an angel. That'd be crazy. Also, we're talking about the royal family. We're talking about Wanda Maximoff, of course. Would that make Margaret Thatcher Agatha?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe. Yeah, I think
we all hate Margaret Thatcher. But keep in mind, Agatha wasn't great in the comics.
Yeah, she was kind of a villain in a manipulate. But I think Agatha had more control over Wanda than Margaret Thatcher ever really had.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
But it was like political. Like hers was like political. Agatha's was like, I'm just gonna take control.
I think we need to rewatch season 3 of The Crown because it kind of seemed like Olivia Colman was feeling kind of overshadowed. A little bit.
Let's go back and watch season 3 of The Crown. Everybody should. It's a great season. Yeah. It's a great season. Okay, sorry.
If you are in the UK and if you follow the Agatha and Wanda stuff as closely as we do, let us know if like that comparison point is accurate or if there's some other kind of analog you would make. All right, we're talking about Avengers Doomsday. Oh, and okay. Wow. So it's kind of coming from the Witching Hour corner of New Rockstars where this rumor is coming from. Subscribe to the Witching Hour channel. Oh my God. Crazy things happening. All right. Here we go. Very spooky rumor. And it's all crumbled like it's torn out of the dark hold. Ooh. So the rumor is a Wanda Maximoff variant will appear in Avengers Doomsday. She will be from the X-Men universe where Magneto rules Genosha and has a royal family dynamic with Pietro, Wanda, and Polaris. This comes from Alex Perez from Cosmic Circus in his Patreon Discord Q&A.
So this is a huge rumor.
This is a huge rumor that kind of sounds like something we said on New Rockstars a few months ago. Maybe that's where it came from.
Well, there's 3 rumors in here, right? So we already have Wanda Maximoff appearing in Doomsday as a variant.
As a variant of herself. So it would presume that the Wanda we saw in Multiverse of Madness is still dead, but this is one who was part of the X-Men timeline.
So how many variants of Wanda would we have seen in the MCU by this point, if this is true?
That would be our third, I think.
Third?
Unless you're, maybe 4, including the animated side.
I was about to say, I would only count it because she's crossing into Marvel Zombies.
Yeah.
So she already is 2, like, I would count it. I would count it. So maybe, let's say 4.
We'll say 4.
That's the most, other than Loki, most variants we've seen.
Well, Doctor Strange had quite a few.
Yeah,
Loki had a whole bunch. Peter Parker has had 3.
Peter Parker's had 3. Wanda, it makes sense then because it's like those are like really top tier characters. So yeah, I would love to see variants of Wanda, especially because she had such a horrible life in our universe. I want to see every version where she might have had a happy one. She will be from the X-Men universe where Magneto rules Genosha, so that's new. Right?
Genosha is new.
Genosha is new.
Well, Genosha's not new. Genosha is new when it comes to what people have been speculating out loud like this for Avengers Doomsday. So just to recap for any viewers, you all should know what Genosha is. Pop quiz. What's Genosha? Genosha obviously is the island kingdom of the mutants. We saw this in X-Men 97. This is a kind of a utopia that Magneto and Charles imagined together where mutants can live freely without any kind of persecution. But inevitably, things do come get them there. And in the whole storyline with Cassandra Nova in the comics that they adapted a version of in X-Men 97, basically a giant-ass monster Sentinel comes there and wipes them out. And it was not as devastating as it is in the comics. In the comics, it's like 16 million mutants get killed, but a lot of them get killed in a devastating way in X-Men 97. And Cassandra Nova is not part of it in the X-Men 97 storyline.
So we're including them. And the thing that could warrant this to still be true is the fact that we know a lot of the characters that are from X-Men that are showing up in Doomsday, but we don't know exactly what they're playing to. We talked about on Sneak Peek how there might be a world in which, like, Storm, if she were to show up, she is co-running the school with Cyclops. We just don't know what every individual's doing. So there is warranty that maybe, yes, Magneto, this is the Magneto that rules Genosha and has a royal family dynamic with Pietro, Wando, and Wando. Do you know Wando?
I don't know Wando. Wando and Poot.
Wando and Poot. Find a bad picture of Elizabeth Olsen and name it Wando immediately.
This is Wando. Wando lives in the basement.
Wando eats Snickers in the basement. And Polaris. That's the part that seems like a stretch for me because if we already know that from set photos that we're seeing the X-Mansion with Sentinels, right?
Yes. We know that's happening.
You're going to throw in a little bit of a storyline of Magneto already ruling Genosha with his 3 babies.
The royal family element it feels like something that's theorized from House of M. The fact that Magneto rules over as the House of M, as like the ruling family of the alternate universe. And it's like the best known Scarlet Witch storyline in the comics, especially a Scarlet Witch multiverse storyline. We all thought we were going to get House of M somewhere in WandaVision or Multiverse of Madness, and it never happened. So maybe they're thinking, hey, maybe we get a hint toward it in Doomsday. I could see it happening because it's because Binary is there. Binary is the one that throws a wrench into any kind of theorization that we're just extending forward the Days of Future Past epilogue, because it implies that not only are there the mutants that we know of from the Fox X-Men era, that these mutants have now branched out into just other Marvel heroes who are hanging out with them. So that's how I'm like, okay, maybe we do get a Wanda, and maybe they do just throw in a Polaris in there. In X-Men 97, there was a whole episode where they're like, it was Charles and Erik, and they're in the bar and they're looking out in the floodwaters, and you see a boat and you see Pietro and Wanda and Polaris on that boat. So if like this is all part of the same kind of like groupthink creative brainstorming that Ryan Meinderding has drawn up in concept art, I could see it being the case.
I could see it. I guess now it comes down to how much time do you think in the movie is catered to this X-Men plot? And do you think it's warranted to put even 30 minutes of an X-Men storyline and you have to share 5 minutes of each person's background? It seems like it'll just be a situation where Magneto goes, yes, I came back from Genosha and here's my baby. Like, and it will be a one-off. It will be, because if we're also getting Storm, we're assuming Storm is also going to get a full 30 minutes. No, she's also going to get 5 minutes. Cyclops is going to get 5 minutes. It feels like not the entire movie is catered to the X-Men. Yeah. And it feels like if this is true and that is true and that is true, and when I say that and that's Halle Berry Storm is coming and the Sentinels are destroying the X-Mansion, it just feels like a lot in Doomsday when the movie's entire premise is Doomsday and not X-Men.
Right. And if it's only going to be like 2 hours, 37 minutes, something like that, we start to wonder how else do you fit in the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts in this, and then the Wakandans in this.
And then for some reason, all the people from Brave New World.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Sam Wilson and Joaquin. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, there is a way you could still accomplish this in balance with all the other things, right? You could just have something as simple as we spend maybe like 15 to 20 minutes in that X-Men universe. We get to see it, and it could be accomplished simply with a line of dialogue where Elizabeth Olsen is there with Ian McKellen. I don't know what I would assume it would be Aaron Taylor Johnson as the Pietro if it's the Elizabeth Olsen. The Polaris, wasn't there some rumors that Neve Campbell would be Polaris? Back Neve Campbell of the Scream franchise. I think there were some rumors, and I think it was like even Bo DeMeo was saying, "Oh, we were thinking about her as the voice of Polaris for X-Men '97," and that's where it really came from. But she could be a live action Polaris as well because she's a live action actress. I don't know how that's all going to fit together, but like she's a known actress well enough, and seeing those three together with Ian McKellen would get people on their feet in Doomsday. We'd be like, "Holy shit, this is a cool other alternate." X-Men timeline where Magneto did have kids. We never got a hint to Magneto having kids in the Ian McKellen version of the character, other than Days of Future Past, when we go back in time to the Fassbender 1970s, and then it's confirmed that that the alternate version of Quicksilver, played by Evan Peters, is his son. Yeah, but there's no mention of a Scarlet Witch. I think there was a deleted scene with a little sister or something like that. But it was not part of the official part of the movie.
Yeah. I think they can do the 1 5-minute, just a one-off line and just say it and we get excited. But it will probably be the equivalent of what we saw in Multiverse of Madness with Xavier coming in, showing himself, we get stoked, and then he dies.
Right.
You're right. And that's the shitty situation, which they could do. I could see the Russos doing, but it's more so we have to what is it? Not curb our enthusiasm, but curb that expectation.
Manage our expectations.
Yeah, manage our expectations. Manage our expectations of that, because that we can't give X-Men, unfortunately, an hour and a half of this movie, even though I would love to see this play out. I would love to do more than just a video message to Genosha or some shit, but they will probably introduce these people with one lines and we'll go, yay, and then the Sentinels come and attack, and then Doctor Doom comes and then pulls us out of that reality.
I think it would be short-lived. Also in Multiverse of Madness, how much did we get out of hearing John Krasinski say, I do have kids? That blew a lot of our minds, and I think that might be about as much, but the difference would be is we get to see them, and maybe you get to see them in action. Maybe we get to see how this Scarlet Witch, this Quicksilver, and this Polaris, we get to see them use their powers in a scene.
I want to see Xavier run as fast as he can. Ian McKellen do a backflip.
Yeah. But fulfilling our duties here on the Rumor Rundown, we are wondering, how would Alex Perez have gotten information like this in order to feel confident saying this on his Patreon and Discord? He's one of these scoopers who's out there, and at some point he took a break from Twitter, and we all got a little worried, but he's back. He's okay. Cosmic Circus is one of these usual suspects of people who we've sourced this information from, who often just will have people support their Patreon, and these Discord Q&As are exclusive to patrons who give him money. Mm-hmm. So that's a similar business model to what Daniel RPK does, Daniel Rickman, and both of them have said things that ended up not being the case, but both of them have been accurate as well. And I think what Alex may have gotten this from is either someone who he believes is a highly placed source at Marvel Studios, or someone who has messaged him. We get people messaging us all the time here at New Rockstars, and we're going to go into Erik's Scoop Corner later in this episode. But just to kind of demonstrate to you what people like Alex and Daniel may be getting their information from, I think it may be something like concept art or people looking at casting grids. And one thing that helps support Alex's claim here is the fact that in the original Production Weekly report from December of last year, Elizabeth Olsen's name was listed with the cast. So a scoop or a poop here?
I thought we did that at the end. It's been so long since I've been
here. We'll do it at the end, but I will just say...
I think the first part is a scoop, but it's a scoop that's been a scoop. Yeah. It's been a scoop for a very long time. The first part, unfortunately, Wanda Maximoff will appear as a variant. That has been a scoop since that casting was announced. I don't think it's news.
Well, and I invite, because I know our friends in the Wanda Agatha social media community did clip this out and shared it. And we love them. We love all you guys, Wanda's attorney and all you other folks. Nexus Point News did share this thing of this theory that we had, I believe, on a Rumor Rundown a couple months ago, saying this. And I'm not saying that that's where Alex got the idea. A lot of people are claiming this, but I'm just saying it's an example of things that are sometimes just theories on social media and on New Rockstars can sometimes find their way into scoops. And I'm just saying that's often a source for these things. So if you guys want to play the clips side by side, we wouldn't mind. We're not asking for credit here because I think just us spitballing a theory doesn't mean we own the idea.
Yeah, I'm sure some other people also thought of that theory. I'm too
definitely.
humble. I'm not going to say I did that. I never came up with that theory.
But I'm just saying, like, us talking about it on this show might have put the idea out there further in order for it to come into these scoop forms.
Maybe. Alex, good job. But I don't think it's a scoop.
Alex. We like you, Alex. I don't know. All right, let's go into another theory from another source we just mentioned. Or another rumor, rather. This comes from Daniel RPK,
my boy,
who says that a big part of Avengers Doomsday's plot will reportedly focus on the X-Men universe being on course to destroy other universes, including the MCU's Earth 616. So what this theory is saying is that it is the fault of the X-Men dimension that is like, it's basically, if these are all 3 boats that are floating in the ocean, the X-Men boat is the one that's careening full speed into the other boats to cause the problem.
Again, I assumed when the Sentinel War, the rumor or scoop about the set of the Sentinels, we've theorized, I think, on Sneak Peek a million times about like, oh yeah, they're gonna go through the X-Men world, and that's where it takes off from. Yeah, I'm not surprised, but it's.
This kind of feels like a logical deduction based off of the little we know about the plot, in that it wasn't an X-Men ship that arrived at the Thunderbolts, it was a Fantastic Four ship, which makes it seem like it's Reed trying to get ahead of a problem caused by this other group of people that we know will be in the movie in another universe.
I also think, like, you can say it's the big part of Avengers Doomsday plot. I think the other universes will also be a big plot, but you can say easily it's going to be a big plot because it's introducing a bunch of characters we haven't seen, period, I guess, in the MCU, right? We haven't seen, we've seen Xavier. That's it? Out of the people for the X-Men that's on the chairs that have been in the MCU, not the Fox.
Kelsey Grammer.
Oh yeah, Kelsey Grammer. I always forget Kelsey Grammer's on that goddamn chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to assume that's the big part. It's like, yeah, they're paying so much money to have these people come back that of course they're going to make sure they're in maybe 10 minutes longer than other people.
I think this first movie, we've said it before on other pieces of content, just the fact that those X-Men actors will be there just automatically makes Doomsday more of an X-Men story than a Fantastic Four story or a Thunderbolt story.
Easy.
Because you really got to do a lot of work to explain what they're doing here.
Yeah. 100%. And also, nostalgia always wins. And we just got Fantastic Four. So we're like, okay. Yeah, we're excited, but I'll tell you right now, I'm more excited to see Nightcrawler. Right. You're out of your mind. Yeah. You're out of your mind.
Yeah, in fact, I think part of the reason we didn't see Reed Richards stretch as much in Fantastic Four is that they were saving the goods for this, for Doomsday.
Where they had like, I guess, yeah. Because they still had a budget in Fantastic Four. They could have made him stretch. They made Johnny catch on fire 24/7.
Yeah. I think, if anything, this makes it more likely that we see Reed stretching a lot in the Doomsday trailer.
He has to.
They know what fans want from that character visually, and they're gonna use that to sell Doomsday.
I don't care how much of a scientist he is that he's like, I see the logic in just walking. I'm like, no, you stretch those damn legs. You stretch your leg over there in one step right now.
So I feel pretty good about this, Daniel RPK.
I think it's a scoop, or I think it's gonna happen, but I also don't think it's groundbreaking.
I don't think it's groundbreaking either. Kind of like floral in spring.
Floral, spring, groundbreaking.
We are now going to take you to a new part of the rumor rundown called, what should we call this? Eric's Scoop Corner?
As long as you don't say poop or butt.
It's not butt. Mount Buttsmore.
Mount Buttsmore or Scoop or Poop.
Eric's Tip Corner. Tip line.
Ew.
The tip line? the hotline?
Pervert.
Eric's I'm hearing hotline. Just the tip with Eric.
No! Stop. Just the tip.
I don't know what we're doing.
And it shows up like a neon light sign that's blinking to turn on.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a demonstration. This person, I'm not going to name them, hit me up in my DMs. Crazy. And I think this is the type of thing that all these guys are getting. Okay. And they don't say this is who's hitting them up, but I'm just saying.
Is this source like a little, you think, credible?
It is someone who was at an event who heard a stunt person
don't talk too
speak
much.
at the event,
Don't
and I'm
talk
not going to
too
say
much.
who or what, but that stunt person claimed that they will be filming Black Panther 3 in April. What are you trying to do?
There was a fly that was on your head for so
It
long.
was a tiny little
Did
Kevin
you see
Feige
it?
drone.
And it's a literal, I was nervous it was a zoom in, so but I smacked it and it moved, like it did not move when
You
I was
heard
like,
Kevin Feige's voice go, oh, because
if
it's his drone. It was about to take me out.
But okay, so a stuntman.
Is a stunt person told this source who messaged me saying that they're going to begin filming Black Panther 3 in April in
I'm not surprised.
London.
Oh, it's our boy. No, why would they move Idris or Dames and Idris all the way?
The person who emailed me is not a celebrity or anything like that.
I know, yeah.
It's not someone who's
Hey,
connected
I get
to the
it.
industry.
You're
but
hearing.
it's an example of the kind of thing where I've heard from this person who's heard this person. The source who emailed me, I just said too much. They emailed rather than DM'd. Is not someone who's an official source at a studio.
True.
It's someone who just heard a conversation from someone who claimed to be working on this production.
And we don't know if that
based
person
on
was
that,
even
and
there.
that's how this information comes out on Twitter and other places. It's just like a stretch from a stretch from a stretch, and none of it's really legit. But like it becomes sounding like legit because if you compile enough of these and do it enough times, and really the reason the person emailed us is they like us, and we like that they like us, but they want to kind of will these things into existence and be part of the confirmation train. So you, dear viewer, take that with a grain of salt and apply that salt to every time you see one of these rumors come out from sources that you look at the way you look at New Rockstars. Is it's not coming from someone's college buddy who now works as Kevin Feige's assistant. No, it comes from like some anonymous or not really that well-known rando who emails them, who has overheard a conversation. And that conversation may not even be grounded in truth. So who knows? Maybe though it ends up being right. But it's just like, is the fact that it ended up being right enough for you to trust every time you hear these things? That's kind of what we're saying.
I get it.
All right. So we got to come up with a better name because part of what we're trying to do here on Rumor Rundown is like shine a light through this whole process. And yeah, New Rockstars does get emailed and DM'd tips like that all the time. Does it matter? Like, do any of those hold any weight at all? No, I would say. And that's why we don't always like respond to them or give them any airtime. But there are other people who that's all they do is just give those things airtime. I'm hearing per my sources. And it'd be one thing if, no, I don't want to start anything with like, because ultimately we value, because a lot of these people who post these things also do a lot of other great work that we don't always talk about. Like they can do great commentary and analysis, and I really appreciate them. No, just unrelated to Scoops. Like they'll just do interesting commentary, and they're nice people, and I don't want to demonize them just for this kind of thing.
No, I don't think we should shit on them anyways because once upon a time when I was doing theory videos, it was off these people's scoops. Yeah, like I don't do theory videos that much anymore, but I think I made 2 videos about Alex Perez, even though I can say that I don't like the scoop. Right.
I think we can judge. We are judging the scoop, not the scooper.
I think that's very evident with like, I love Daniel RPK. I used to subscribe to Daniel RPK once upon a time. I'm broke now. Sorry, Daniel. But I still get your emails. Why does that keep coming through? Regardless, I love Daniel RPK, but I can also say, I think it's a shitty scoop.
Or I don't know. It's just unfounded.
I think this
a little bit.
Well, this one's different. I think there's other times we've done Daniel or Alex or anyone else, and I've been like, yeah, this is a shitty scoop, or this is a great scoop. And I still like your guys' content. I still like you guys as people.
It'd be nice if there was just like something else that confirmed it, but we understand we're not going to get that confirmation for a while.
I don't think we ever will.
So I think both of these, as the scoops themselves, I think they are like, they're nice poops. They're like poops that like might turn into nuggets at some point in the future. They might calcify into a lump of coal that can turn into a diamond. Because I think both of them may end up being true, but I just don't think they're coming from any actual place. So it's kind of hard to say. This
one feels more like a theory anyways, Daniel RPK's, and both I know that's like they both genuinely they both do. But and when I say groundbreaking, it's not that it's like that it's so bad. It's that it's just like, we've heard it. I've heard it before. It's not crazy. Yeah. I think I've called scoops on here or poops on here shits, and this isn't shit.
No.
And this isn't this is shit. This ain't poop. But I can call them nuggets. But we do really love this idea of a Magneto Wanda connection. I want to see a scene with. Remember during WandaVision, like there was an episode where it kind of looked like Wanda might be about to talk to Magneto, like because we knew that Evan Peters was going to be on this show. And like, wait, so are we going to see other? Because going into WandaVision, Elizabeth Olsen said there's going to be a big name actor who shows up. Or I think she just answered her question like, yeah, I guess. And we all ran with it. And then Paul Bettany's like, oh, no, there's going to be an actor who I've always wanted to work with. And we're like, is it going to be Ian McKellen? He's like, it's myself.
And it was himself, which is such a stupid bit.
I remember to never trust Paul Bettany. He's more of a comedian.
Yeah. But it's just like the fact that both of the leads on the show were hinting in this direction for a couple weeks, it really felt like we might be getting Ian McKellen. And I think ever since that moment, we wanted to see that. And my hope is that like the Russos can fulfill that dream. Is this scoop theorizing it evidence that it will happen? Probably not on by itself. All right, that is this episode of the Rumor Rundown. Again, we invite you, please subscribe to the Witching Hour. I think if you're watching this episode of the Rumor Rundown in particular, I think you'll really like what's happening over on the Witching Hour. And B, even it may not be the type of exploration of masculinity that you might be into, but it is a conversation that we almost never have really had to that extent that Zach and I got into last week. Yeah, on last week's episode. Yes, the thumbnail's a little silly, but it's designed to be a little silly just to get you into that conversation. And I think once you're there, you'll appreciate it. And there is a stand that I make in the middle of that episode that I'm shocked at the feedback. I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch. There is a stand that I make in that episode that I am shocked how aggressively people are defending the opposite view in other corners of the internet.
It's probably that you were like, you should never just eat Swedish fish for the rest of your life. Die as 90% Swedish fish.
I think, honestly, people would support that. I don't think I'd have that much.
You're like, I don't have that much sway over Swedish fish.
Takes.
It's that and the Scandinavian, whatever the fuck's from Trader Joe's.
Scandinavian swimmers, even better than Swedish fish.
Oh my God, okay.
I have to be careful because I've eaten too many Scandinavian swimmers in a single sitting, and it makes my mouth dry and phlegmy for the next week.
I don't buy them.
Yeah, I don't think I've eaten them in the past week.
I'll eat the full thing in like one day.
Past month, past year. I can't remember the last time I've had a Scandinavian
swimmer.
They
have spooky ones right now, and they're bats, and they're kind of sour.
They're
not. No, stop. No, you don't need it.
Say no more.
No, you don't need it. You don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. If there's crack, it is the Scandinavian swimmers.
They totally put crack in those.
I was at Trader Joe's last night, and the woman was like, "Yeah, dude, I love these," and I was like, yeah, I'm addicted. Don't talk about it.
Don't talk.
I was like, I hate that they sit in my bed with me. Like I eat them.
I've had hidden bags of Scandinavian swimmers tucked behind my bedpost before, and I forgot that they were there, and I found them a year later and finished the
You're
bag.
disgusting, and I bet they were perfectly fine. Also,
they were great.
They
had ripened like wine.
When I was at Trader Joe's, the Scandinavian swimmers were right there next to the spooky ones, and I was like, I am not getting them to take to the office because I know Erik will just eat it in one full sitting.
I'm going to Trader Joe's after we record this.
I was literally going to buy it and just leave it in the office for anyone to take. And I was like, Erik will sit there.
I'll take the entire bag.
And he will eat it while he's working.
I will camp over that bag and make sure no one else goes near it. Growl at them. Mine. Somehow, episodes of Rumor Rundown always veer into food. And I love that about it.
We love food here.
Because we always record this at lunchtime. I think it's what it is.
We do that too. That is actually true. We end around lunchtime hours, and we haven't ate anything in the morning because we're in meetings.
Yep.
So we're just like, oh, Scandinavian swimmers?
Yes, please.
Do not buy those for Erik. He will literally lose his teeth.
I'm already gonna lose them. I went to the dentist today though, no cavities.
Every time I go there, I have cavities. I could not eat for 2 weeks, and they would say there's somehow a cavity. I don't know what's wrong with my teeth. My teeth are when it comes to health in my body, I'm usually pretty good. I don't have to go to a doctor. Dentist, you would think I just never brush my fucking teeth.
Are you sleep sugaring?
No. What I want maybe. What? No, because when I wake up in the middle of the night, I eat a little bag of cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the Tina Fey Liz Lemon thing? Like she does her night cheese? She sleepwalks and just eats like cheese?
Is that a thing?
I think it is in 30 Rock.
Thing. You go into the kitchen, you get a shredded bag of cheese.
Well, that plus she says working on my night cheese.
You get a little bag of cheese and you eat it. It's the cheese tax.
All right. Well, comment down below with your thoughts on what you would like to see from the Maximoff Lensher family in Avengers Doomsday, and what Trader Joe's sweet treat you like to pick up on the way out of the store.
And if it's that Oreo with the damn toucan on it, do not comment. I do not want to hear it. Those Oreos are not
JoJo's?
good. I think they're called the JoJo's.
Yeah, but get the covered JoJo's.
There's covered ones?
Yeah, you can get like covered JoJo's that they do seasonal ones, especially during the holidays. You can get like you can get
I think I know.
fruit
I think
flavors.
I've seen.
They're all cream. Yeah.
I think I've seen the fall ones.
Those are good.
The maple leaf ones.
Do the peppermint ones are the best. Those are really, really good.
Okay, never mind. Tell us what you like in the comments. We'll get it below. Brian's Googling it as we speak.
Yes. Big thanks to Brian Kim, our studio tech, who produces and edits these episodes. Thanks to Jessica. I'm Erik Voss. Follow Jessica at Lulu_Clemons. Follow me at EA Voss. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Scandinavian swimmers.